Why you dey buy fake product? Make you dey careful.
We have power to prosecute, to go to court. We have power to convict people. Those people who are doing bad, if you let us know, we'll take care of them.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's fake.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's bad.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It hurts.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It destroys.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It kills.
You should know where to go. The SON.
We have a moral obligation to develop capacity to protect Nigerians from fake and substandard products. Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Malam Farouk Salim, tells staff of the agency. Staff motivation takes center stage as the Director General restates commitment to good working environment. It's 30 minutes past 6 p.m. Another opportunity to talk product quality and safety on this station, brought to you courtesy of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, the SON. My name is Ifenywa Okonkwo. Do not go anywhere because I'll be back shortly.
I wish to join the SON Director General and his team to further roll up their sleeves to mobilize Nigerians across the nation to imbibe the culture of quality.
The program is Standard and You.
Choose Live and Live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
Glad you're still watching Standard and You, your guide to product quality and safety. Since he assumed office as Director General of the SON, Malam Farouk Salim has left no one in doubt of his commitment to staff welfare. This visionary chief executive takes time to interact with members of staff as part of measures to achieving effective and efficient service. Standard and You examines the DG's efforts in this regard.
We are going to put a lot of emphasis on some of the products you have registered. We'll do exhibition of our certified products, at least 1 or 2 exhibitions at least. We're going to try and see if we can bring back the World Standard Day celebration.
That was the DG SON interacting with staff of the organization. Such meetings provide a veritable platform to share strategies to identify and address challenges and operational gaps between staff and management of the SON. The latest of such engagement by the SON boss is this meeting with staff of the agency in Ogun State. Staff welfare dominated discussions at the meeting, which afforded the DG the opportunity to get first-hand operational challenges experienced by members of staff. Their requests to the DG include, but not limited to, improved condition of service, provision of more operational vehicle and work tools. The SON boss assured staff of his commitment to address these challenges within the limit of the available resources in the organization. He urged them not to be deterred by the problems, but continue to give in their best to reposition the Standards Organization of Nigeria.
We want to make you professional. We want to give you a good environment to work. We are making progress, and you, our organization, we are doing a lot of PR. I'm sure you heard some of the things on your radio, some vernacular programs. On TV, we are not just doing Standard and You, we are doing other things. We are going around the country campaigning. There is a big issue right now about the small lab we opened in Bauchi. It's going all over the country. This is how you build an organization. This is how you do a paradigm shift. This is how you change the face of the organization. We are very interested in increasing the welfare of our employees. I'd like to assure you that I have the interests of the organization in my heart. I want to make sure when I leave this place, people 15, 20 years' time will see the work we did together.
Malam Farouk Salim does not only listen, but encourages staff to ensure an inclusive approach to achieving milestones on the job.
The background of our new CEO is very, very important to whatever we are seeing now. He has worked in an environment where things work, where people are allowed to express themselves, where when you talk, it is not taken as an offense against you, but as opportunity to improve. And so that attitude has helped a lot of us. When you see you don't want to keep quiet, as long as you know it's going to benefit the organization, you can walk over to him and tell him, you can write to him, he will even acknowledge it. And then coming down to interact with staff is another plus for him. Because not everybody will have opportunity of assessing you, but when you come to a public forum where everybody is allowed to talk to you, you will feel what they feel. You will hear what is going on amongst them. And so, for me, it's a great way to achieve success on this task.
The agency's public relations officer puts the DG's strategic engagement with staff in perspective.
The DG has a lot of ideas in trying to change the philosophy of an average son officer, from seeing himself as a standards regulator to a business facilitator. And to achieve that, it requires a continuous engagement, which is what he does at every point in time that he has opportunity to interact with staff. Of course, he also needs to get a lot of feedback from staff. Don't forget that he has introduced something novel. Every month, at the beginning of the month, he writes a personal letter to staff, chronicling his activities for the previous month. So those engagements give him the opportunity to get a sort of feedback from them. He needs to be sure whether his message is sinking, and he wants to see it, in the activities of the staff, in their behavior, in their relationship, with our customers and stakeholders. So I think that's why he takes so much time. First, listening to them, and of course, much more time trying to pass across what he thinks should be done and why he thinks those things should be done. The whole idea is about getting the staff buy-in into his philosophy for some.
Welcome back. The program you're watching is Standard and You, your guide to product quality and safety. The Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Malam Farouk Salim, has advised Nigerians to be quality conscious and resist any temptation to compromise on standards. The SON Chief Executive gave this advice at the 40th anniversary of the Association of Community Pharmacists of Nigeria held in Abeokuta, Ogun State. Standard and You was there.
The turnout was impressive. A large number of pharmacists and stakeholders in the nation's healthcare industry converged on the Conference Hotel Abeokuta, Ogun State, to celebrate the Association of Community Pharmacists of Nigeria. Issues of quality and standards in the health sector dominated discussions at the conference. For the Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Malam Farouk Salim, a pharmacist and special guest of honor, the event was homecoming, being in the midst of his professional colleagues. Malam Salim restated the importance of standards, urging everyone to always remain quality conscious.
Community pharmacists participate a lot of different hats in the community. We are the backbone of the healthcare industry in the third world country, and especially in Nigeria. We are the first port of call where people come to see us, and we are the last port of call when seriously ill people come from the hospital to come and see us on their way home. So it starts and ends with the community pharmacist. I'm very excited to come in here, celebrate with you. I missed the opportunity several years because I have not been around. I've been an Andrew for 31 years, and I'm glad I came back finally, and I'm enjoying working with my old colleagues, working back into the system again. Our organization, ably represented by 3 pharmacists, me, my special assistant, former National Secretary of PSN, Chief Duru, and my Chief of Staff, Professor Kule Mayo, former Acting Director of NAPRI, And we are creating a lot of waves in Standard Organization of Nigeria because we as pharmacists understand more than anybody else what standards mean. We are not going to give your patients 3 grams of paracetamol. You know the doses. We are not going to give your patient suffering from ailment a different concentration, different strength of a drug. So we are already living standards. We live by standards and we survive by standards.
Dignitaries at the conference took turns to urge government to do more to revive the nation's health sector in the overall interest of all.
According to the World Health Organization, universal health coverage (UHC) means that all individuals and communities receive the health services they need without suffering financial hardship. It includes the full spectrum of essential quality health services from health promotion to prevention, treatment, rehabilitation, and palliative care across the life course. However, the problems militating against UHC in Nigeria today are not far-fetched, as we are all aware of some of them, such as the availability of healthcare services provided by the public and private sectors taken together is inadequate. Quality of healthcare services varies considerably in both the public and private sectors, as regulatory standards for public and private healthcare institutions are not adequately defined and are ineffectively enforced. The affordability of healthcare is a serious problem for the vast majority of the population, especially at the tertiary level. And finally, due to the lack of extensive and adequate funded public health services, a large proportion of the population endures heavy out-of-pocket expenditure of services purchased for their health care.
The community pharmacy is at a vantage position, being the first point of call for most patients, and therefore strategically situated to provide requisite impetus for the attainment of the Sustainable Development Goal 3, good health and well-being. Furthermore, the theme for this year's conference couldn't have come at a better time, considering how easily stretched and overwhelmed the health system of even developed countries could become, as demonstrated during this COVID-19 pandemic.
The theme of the conference was Abuja Declaration, Equipping Community Pharmacists for Universal Health Coverage.
I want a situation where in the future, when you see a son person, either in your market or in your shop or on the street, you bring him close to you and say, welcome, come, beer, let's talk. Because it's your brother, it's your friend. But I cannot be your brother if you don't know I'm interested in protecting you. Like they say, when you were a son, with Rando.
Welcome to the world of standard and quality, where we offer you information on product safety and quality. The program is Standard and You.
Choose life and live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
You're watching Standard and You, your guide to product quality and safety. Did you know that SON now has a laboratory in Bauchi State, Northeast Nigeria? Are you also aware that that laboratory is being equipped with the state-of-the-art machines? Please take a listen.
Before now, SON operated laboratory services in Lagos, Kano, and Enugu. Samples of these products were taken to any of these laboratories from other parts of the country to ascertain their quality. This process was not only difficult and time-consuming, but hampered the agency's operations over the years.
The laboratory has actually been given a facelift the last 2-3 years. Like the building we are in now, we have a lot of equipment. The management, the DG, has been magnanimous to ensure that they provide us with enough equipment we need to be able to ascertain the quality of products coming in. Like in Lagos, we have the Food Technology Laboratory, we have the different laboratory units under it, Aqua Lab, Mycotoxin Lab, Micronutrient Lab, Pesticide Residue Lab, Heavy Metals Lab. We have the Chemical Technology Lab as well, which takes care of lubricants, foams, paints, and then we have the Electrical Electronics Lab, that one too is in Lagos, taking care of electrical items. We have the Engineering Lab in Enugu. We have the Textile Leather Lab in Kaduna. And I tell you, the DG is actually equipping the labs. Now, what we are really going into is trying to do like a regional labs to ensure that the labs are closer to the different state offices to bring about fast turnaround in analysis.
The establishment of more laboratories in other geopolitical zones of the country will, among others, address the high cost of transporting samples, reduce sample damages, and ensure products conform to standards.
A lot of efforts have been ongoing in expanding the activities of SON through the establishment of state offices and laboratory complexes across the country. We have a laboratory and state office complex commissioned in Ekiti by the Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment. We have another complex, likewise, completed and already being occupied in Ilorin, Kwara State. Ditto for Uyo in Akwa Ibom State. And there are so many others that are ongoing across the country in places like Oka in Anambra State, like Lokoja in Kogi State, like Asaba in Delta State, and many others. In the last 3-4 months, through the activities of the new Director General, many state governments have offered accommodation and land to SON for the construction of permanent state office and laboratory facilities in places like Sokoto, Kano, Katsina, Jigawa, Cross River, and many others. And we have also gone ahead to sign memorandum of understanding with a lot of the state governments, commencing with Katsina state government. All of these efforts are to ensure that the services of SON are closer to the stakeholders, particularly for testing of products, to expand the activities of our testing laboratories, which have international accreditation, to be nearer to our stakeholders, and also to ensure that the laboratories are configured to test products that are common to each area across the country.
He said the expansion of the agency's quality infrastructure couldn't have come at a better time when the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement is in place. He acknowledged that the new facility will boost economic activities not just within where it is situated, but the country at large, adding that it's a critical tool needed to enhance Nigeria's economic diversification, especially in the area of agricultural development with huge export potential.
With African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement signed and preparations for its implementation, it is in the interest of Nigeria that products in every part of the country will get certification to ensure that they can move within the country and across borders to every part of Africa in line with the African Continental Free Trade Agreement program.
The establishment of the laboratory is part of the DG's resolve to deepen the SON's quality infrastructure for Nigeria's socio-economic prosperity.
Welcome back. Feedback is next. Alimoto Sifo is our guide.
You buy a product, realize it's bad, and sadly, you can't even trace the seller. You don't know if a product meets up with quality and safety parameters, but you use it anyway. Or maybe that product you purchased has expired, but you didn't even know. If this is you, you need to change. if you want to buy right or buy quality products. How? I'll be sharing 5 standard tips on buying right after responding to your feedback. My name is Halimot Osifo. Welcome.
Wow, Chief Mike, how are you? Fine. I'm going to Sun office for the certification of my wheat flour.
Oh no, things have changed. Sun has simplified all its activities. You could have even stayed back in Kano and process all your papers online. Whoa.
With the efforts of Sun, the products of SMEs can now compete globally. Sun has put in place necessary machineries in support of the growth of SMEs. At highly subsidized charges, SMEs can now get their certification, laboratory testing of their products, as well as purchase of standards. Meanwhile, Sun is carrying out massive seizure of substandard goods in the market and have gotten legal backing to prosecute offenders, all to protect consumers and SMEs.
Sun, improving life through standards.
Salami Olawale says, I bought LG Smart TV at Alaba Markets and it got spoiled few months after. I have returned it to the store where I bought it, but nothing was done. If that's the case, you need to visit the nearest SON office with your proof of purchase. Please check www.son.gov.ng to find out the closest office to you. Ebube Kenneth says, what is SON about? Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, is a federal government regulatory agency vested with the responsibility of elaborating standards and enforcing these standards to protect Nigerians from fake and substandard products. Check www.son.gov.ng to find out more. Yusuf Anakobe from Abuja says, good job SON, 100% conformity or no business at all. Active surveillance is responsibility of everyone. You're right, Yusuf. We must not compromise on quality. And if you see something unwholesome, say something to the Standards Organization of Nigeria. Adedayo Oladekon from Ilorin says, I watch your program. Keep it up. Nigeria is great. Thanks. It's nice to hear from you and we hope to serve you better. Oladapo Afis says, where is your office in Ogun State? Thanks, Oladapo. There are 2 state offices in Ogun State. You can check our website at www.son.gov.ng to find out which is closer to you. Now to 5 standard tips on buying right. Avoid roadside sellers. Go to reputable stores where you can get genuine products. Check for ManCap logo on Made in Nigeria goods, SunCap on imported products to certify approval by Standards Organization of Nigeria. Read labeling information such as manufacturer's address, expiry date, instructions, warnings, and more for traceability and guidance. Demand for and insist on collecting a receipt as proof of purchase before leaving the point of purchase. Complain to the seller when dissatisfied with product quality. If not attended to, seek redress with regulatory agencies like SON because it's your right. There you have it, 5 standard tips on buying right. And that's a wrap on this week's episode of your favorite public sensitization program, Standard and You. Keep your messages coming in with your full name and location to the number 0705-972-4455. Follow us on any of our social media platform, and remember we have a vibrant YouTube channel where you can watch previous episodes online at youtube.com/Standard and You. Don't just view, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. As always, buy original, sell authentic, and use only the best.
Why you dey buy fake product, make you dey careful, no go damage your life. You've got one life to live.